Robin issue 16, Joshua Williamson writing, Roger Cruz on the art. So they've got Lord Deathman tied up because he came to the island.
He's such a maniac. I love Lord Deathman so much. He is a maniac in the best way.
He's just this weird cheesy asshole. I kind of love it. So Damien's talking to him, and he's insisting that Flatline has went crazy and tried to kill him, and that they have to go deal with her. He's yelling and raving. I did love that Damien and Connor Hawke just start talking about how much of an idiot he is, and he's like, "I can hear you know," and Damien's just like, "I don't care."
Well, the fact that we meet them on the beach and you just see the screaming, and they're like, "Oh no, not again." And they follow him all the way up to where they're keeping him, and he's, chained up. And just the idea that his screams are penetrating this entire island. That made me laugh for whatever reason.
Yep, the Demon's Fists show up. They're taking sanctuary in the island as well.
Which, that is his cousin, right? That we saw in that first Teen Titans story? When Robin had his Titans? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So they're here, and Damien and Connor Hawke go off to Tokyo to try and find Flatline. So they're looking at possible safe houses that she might be in based on Lord Deathman's locations. They run into one of the Batmen from Batman Inc., although he seems to have left it because, Ghostmaker's shit.
Well,
was the just
even he knows. Yeah.
He's like,
he knows.
I didn't sign up for Ghostmaker Inc. That's not what I was in for. So they go looking. They get into a big fight with a big thing. It's a big trap, basically. And although this did lead to a really funny transition. There's a big 2-page layout where they're fighting this defense system, this big it's a big robot samurai looking thing. And Damien's like, "Hey, we solved that. I shut it down because I'm really smart. We defeated this whole thing without breaking a sweat." And then the very next page is that there's a trapdoor right underneath his feet that he drops through. So it's just Damien, being an arrogant little shit, and then immediately getting his comeuppance for it, which is always good fun.
Always good.
But yeah, so he runs into Flatline, and immediately she kind of seems normal, although she's got like a new sort of cloak and hood, and she cracks some jokes about how she's taken after Talia. But yeah, so basically she seems completely fine. And then when the others come in, and like one of them calls her Damien's girlfriend, and she's like, "Have you been telling people that I'm your girlfriend?" And he's like, It may
I also like the idea
that way.
that Lord Deathman thinks that she lost her mind because she's cleaning up his messes. Like, she's streamlining his whatever he was up to.
Oh, sure.
Which I think is funny. That he just, again, he's a maniac, and yeah. So
I mean, I'm down for any further developments on this potential Robin and Flatline relationship. So yeah, funny beats. But they realize, oh shit, he's probably playing us a little bit, and we've left him back there with everyone else. Which leads to the odd realization at the end of the issue, which is that Lord Deathman has got a romantic connection with Damien's grandmother.
Yeah, Mother Soul. Yeah, didn't expect that. And then upon research, right, Lord Deathman's original powers were he could enter a death-like state through like meditation, and whatnot. But that's been swapped since Rebirth to that he can't be killed because he's an immortal because of something to do with the Lazarus Pits. Had I known that before, it would have made this been less of a shock, but it's a shock nonetheless.
He says that this has all been his ruse. He's played it like a fiddle. I have to admit, I don't know if the reference to, because he says if I was streaming it, I'd have gotten so many subs. I don't know if like such a hip modern dialogue feels right coming out of a supervillain's mouth, but all right.
Definitely not. But again, he's a weirdo maniac. Like, maybe he's really into live streaming. He's got the Lord Deathman.
That's it. Channel. If someone gets a costume and does Twitch streams completely in character the entire time as Lord Deathman, just saying evil shit, I might be into it.
Also, the idea that they realize that he has a penchant for like crazy layers, and that Lazarus Island has a giant skull on it, so of course he'd want to make that his lair. That also made me laugh. But it's just that, I mean, despite having a character named Lord Deathman, this was a surprisingly light and funny issue.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Which is what I liked in the Robin book. This again, despite it being about a death tournament and all of this, and that Damian is always such a self-serious character, that Williamson's getting humor out of all of this, and it bums me out that we're nearing the end.
Yeah. I really hope that we get some follow-up to some of these characters after this in some way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, because even Connor Hawke and this whole little group that's on Lazarus Island, it actually feels like an organic, Damian's never really had his Teen Titans. And this kind of feels like his group of people, Connor Hawke and Flatline. And
I mean, I know what you mean, but you did just say 5 minutes ago, you referenced Damian's Teen Titans at the start of Rebirth.
Yeah, but that really fell apart. That was kind of the part of that story was he was still hiding stuff.
But it doesn't change the fact that the statement he's never really had his Teen Titans. When you used that exact phrase yourself 5 minutes ago. Right,
but I still would argue that they weren't his Teen Titans. They were a team of Teen Titans. But you know how Dick has the his group, and then Tim has his Young Justice group. Damian really doesn't. And so now with all these characters, even Double XL and Black Swan, and it's coming together more so than the ones that showed up in the Titans Academy, which is a bummer because I'd like to see Emmy pop up again. I like that character a lot.
Yeah. I hope we get more of them somehow. As long as they're consistently written anyway. But I did have fun with Damian being with Flatline again, and I'm excited to see whatever wacky stuff they've got going with Lord Deathman and Mother Soul. So we'll see how that goes. What are you giving Robin issue 16?
An 8.
I'm going to go with a 7. I liked it, but it does kind of feel like a in-between issue. It does very much feel like just here's setting up some things. There's some fun laughs to be had along the way. There's some good character moments, but it didn't exactly take my breath away the way that some issues have, because they're these big dramatic beats or good emotional beats. So just a solid 7 for me out of 10. And Cruz's art's been consistent. And
it fits in with the whole vibe that was set up. I'm drawing a blank on the artist that kicked it off.
Yeah,
who was very similar.
Who was better, to be fair. I do kind of wish we still had the original artist, but Cruz has been a fine follow up.